Welcome. Making sure I have the right audio to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live show. Got a lot to look at, y'all. So much better than yesterday, which was just gross. So I'm really excited to be able to bring this stuff to y'all. Got people already climbing in. Jacob, as always, my man's everywhere. What's good, brother? Alex has Jamal Murray and Luka and Wemby. So I'm going to go over some bets that I already like as people start trickling in so that we can just kind of get that out the way because we got a lot to look at. And I prefer to look at things that I didn't already bet on and just give you guys some of the stuff that I already have on my card. 0-3 for me in the VIP yesterday. I will say I just left some of these bets on the table. Hopefully y'all hit the Derek White over 4.5 points that we had yesterday. We also had what else we had on the show? We had the Tatum rebounds that we had in the show as well. I believe I have some of these bets up. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick. So this was yesterday. The only three I gave out were Dennis Schroeder and Julius Randle. I wasn't really even able to get to stuff. Previous 4 days, you can see we were looking real good. So we're going to keep it going. No football stuff today, but we'll get into plenty of NBA Cup action. The one thing I want to say too, I told people in the Discord, point differential really doesn't matter today in the NBA Cup. We were under the impression that maybe we'd have to wonder about how much teams needed to win by with the point differential, but we don't really need to worry about that. I'm going to share my screen in a sec. I'll go over some of these bets with you guys, and we'll get into what you want to do. David's helping me out again, so big shout out to him for getting me some of these comments that you guys are bringing so I can look at stuff in the doc that we're sharing. And I'm going to start sharing my screen here in a minute. Let me get to some of the bets that I have today. Quick reminder, there are now 2 left. I actually need to update the discount if you guys want it. Let me put this up real quick under banners. It is the promo code now for 50% off your first 2 months. This was originally just for the Discord members, but I added it. So VIP disc is going to be the new code if you do want to get 50% off. That's for 2 months in the VIP. So I'll just leave that up for a minute while I'm looking at some of these comments and let you guys know. Everything's in the description of the video. So everything that you would need is going to be in there, whether it's linked to the promos, whether it's linked to the tools that I'm using, so you guys can make sure that you get access to what we're showing you here. All right, let me start sharing and just get into the bets that, like I said, I already have for you. I'm starting off. I'll just tell you, I love Scottie Barnes. I don't know what those rebounds are at right now. It would be crazy to me if Scottie Barnes was still at 8.5 rebounds for like plus money. I highly doubt that's gone. I'm going to be using Props Madness here. Let me present that and share it with you guys so we can get it popping. All right, got that. Let me get this up. This will work. Let's look at the underdog one for now. All right, so I'm going to start sharing this. This is Props Madness. I am officially a partner of Props Madness as well. Happy to join the family. So if you do have Props Madness and you did not get a code to your to get your subscription, let me know. And I hope that people on here are hearing this, because if you do have a subscription already to Props Madness and you'd like to get a code that you never used, I can retroactively get you money off for your next month. On propsmadness.com. So definitely want to make sure to hit me if you still would like some money off of that and weren't able to get it originally for P Madness. You don't need to see all this. All right. Edit that. Boom. Update that. All right. Let me move this down. Cool. All right. So the first thing I bet on last night, like I said, was Scottie Barnes. I love that play so much. The Scottie Barnes stuff, I was considering the points and the rebounds and really the PRA as a whole. But when I look at the rebounds the most, that's what I love the most. So you're still getting even money. Wow, that's even dropped on whatever the hell sports bet is. And it's actually a better price on some of these books now. I got it at plus 105. Caesars is still holding it at plus 112. I don't understand that. I don't give a shit if the market's moving against me either. I'm perfectly fine with that because I believe in my projection way more for Scottie. I love the way that he's playing against this Pacers team as well. I've talked about this before, but it's always a good idea to target really athletic, good wings who like to rebound against the Pacers. They are 14th in rebounds allowed, but to the power forward position, not good. And Scottie Barnes is the exact player type. I wish we had Courtside Pal. Our guy didn't come through with that awesome website from last season again for this season, but that would show you that player types such as Scottie Barnes are great for getting boards against this team. Last year, I believe he had 12 in all 3 of those matchups that he ended up with. Yeah, so he played the Pacers 3 times. A lot of those were with basically the same team he's playing with now, because the last 2, he had Emmanuel Quickly, and he did not have Pascal Siakam, which is the case today as well, right? So yeah, I think he's good for 12. I took him for a little bit of a outline as well for 10 plus on the rebounds for Scottie Barnes. So I'm going to get that stuff on the leans that we have on the bottom line. Barnes over 8.5 rebs. I think that's a great look. You're still getting plus money. I don't really care. So I'm still playing the Scottie Barnes stuff. Another one that I had. Yeah, exactly. And this is where it's messed up, man. The Scottie Barnes double-double is minus 110. Yet the rebounds are like plus one. What did I get that at for Scottie Barnes on the 10 plus rebounds, right? Which I assume we all think he's getting 10 plus points. So for the boards to be added at 10 plus for Scottie is plus 175. That's wrong, right? And the double-double is minus 110, but the rebounds for 10 of them are plus 175. Please do not take Scottie Barnes double-double. That is unnecessary. Just take the rebounds. I like those better than the assists against the Pacers, too, who this season aren't very good at limiting assists like they were last year. They're 19th as opposed to like top 5 or so like they were last season. I still don't care. I still prefer the rebounds over the assists for this man. So it's a crazy line. I appreciate you bringing that up to Juice because that's silly. Yeah, and this is still going up. So if you just want the 8.5 and don't even want to bother with the 10 plus, you still get a great number on that. So hit that one. I also like, I'm just saying hi to everybody too. What's up, Bobby Chur? When people say what's up, I got to say what's up. BC's in here with Van Vliet. I see all you guys. I appreciate you. I'm just going to finish a couple of these and we'll start adding this stuff. David's adding these to the list for me so I can get there to it. Another good look. Yeah, David, thanks for the help. The 20 points with the over on the boards for Scottie, plus 176. I like the points at 20. I still think he's going to be taking like 20 shots in this game like he's been doing since he came back from the injury. But that's enough Scottie Barnes talk. I'm good with the points. At 21.5 was what it opened at. That was a beautiful number. It gave us a good edge. I don't know that we have as much of one here with the number at 22.5 and overs minus 120 or so. I don't like that number as much for Scottie. But what I do like is when I drink my coffee the right way. And another bet, not from this game, but I love Brook Lopez a lot in this game. And I think the rebounds are still the best play for him. 12.5 points is fine. If you're going to take the points, I would be taking the points and rebounds because I like the rebounds so much. Okay, thank you. My internet's slow is what it is. The rebounds for him are at 4.5. This is juice now. You can still, it's minus 135 for the over 4.5. I ended up just taking 6+ boards for him. When you look at the way that I love finding the moments in time to bet on Brolo because it's not like you can just take his rebounds all the time. If you look at this season, he's averaging 4.9, but not much of an edge, even though he's over an 11 of 19. He's not really the best rebounding center of all time. We know he likes to shoot threes. And he has Giannis Antetokounmpo on his team, who is a better rebounder than Brook Lopez. But in this game, Brook Lopez is going to be close to the basket because he's guarding Jalen Duren. So when I look at the way he played last season against this team, just on the rebounds alone, my God, this is slow. It's not updating. This might not be my fault. Can I say that? This doesn't seem like it's my fault. Let me refresh this, but it's not pulling through the data that I need. Everything's working fine in the stream. Might just be an overuse now that so many people are using Props Madness. Let's see. I'm going back to Brolo. Man, this stuff's pulling through fucking slowly. Come on. Rebounds for him. 23-24. Not pulling through. Come on, brother. There we go. Good Lord. All right. 3 out of 4. The one under right here was 26 minutes. They won by 32. Obviously, he was not very he didn't participate heavily in that game, and he didn't need to. So the other 3 still had 6 in all 3, double digits, and 2 of them. Wouldn't say that you're crazy if you took a double-double for Brolo, if it's a good number as well, with the way that he plays the rebounds against his team. Points are there too, in part because the threes are there. At least there was only 1 in 3 of the games last year. But I like the fact that he didn't even need to get the threes to get his points because he still went cleanly over, despite only hitting 1 3 here and 1 3 there. Couple free throws and 8, 13, 9 attempts. So like 10 attempts per game to get his points. And we know the threes are good. If you look at FanDuel Fantasy Pros here to show you position versus team defense. If you go to centers and you look at 3-pointers allowed or 3-pointers made, they give up the second most to the position. Granted, it's 1.8, but most centers aren't shooting threes, so that's why that number is so low. But the fact that they're giving up is because Jalen Duren plays that drop defense on the pick and roll, and as a result, guys are able to get open threes off the pick and roll. I also think Dame is a good play. It's 24.5 is still beatable. It's right at his number. I don't know if we have enough of an edge, but if you look at the way that this team plays against the pick and roll ball handler, 4th most points per game to that play type. They are decent against a 3. You can see they're giving up like the Pistons are giving up the 9th fewest 3-point attempts per game, but that's not everything. You have to look at a lot more than that. So their 3-point defense is terrible, which is why I like. It is bad. I'm calling it terrible, which is why I like Dame, because if you can get threes off, then Dame is a good guy to back here. So I'm looking at opponent 3-point attempts. Yes, they are 9th limiting 3-point attempts. That's very good. However, 3-point makes should be really low because they're giving up such few attempts. However, they're not. They're 15th in 3-point make, so right in the middle of the pack, which means their 3-point percentage is bad, right? They're giving up the 10th worst 10th highest 3-point percentage to their opponent. So you can still get the 3 off. You can also look more closely at the zone. If I go to opponent shooting, if I'm looking at teams opponent shooting, and I go to, instead of distance range, if I look at it by zone, now I can see exactly on the court where these teams are making their shots from against the Bucks. Right. And so if I am like, that's what the point of this graph is right here. Right. This is help showing me where they're giving up, where they rank in terms of points allowed from this spot on the court. So 5th fewest right inside the paint, but 18th above the break. Right. So I really just want to know, if I look at it, this is what is pulling through from right here above the break data. So in terms of the attempts, they're pretty good limiting the attempts, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're giving up like the 8th, 9th, whatever it is, fewest attempts from above the break threes. Yet they're still giving they're about 15th, and the field goal percentage is really high as well. So like the 6th highest field goal percentage to above the break shooters. You're not going to stop Dame from taking above the break threes just entirely. So that's what this is all, why I'm showing you all this is, if I look at where they're bad and exactly how bad they are with the amount that they're giving up in terms of the attempts and the makes and the percentage, this is a good bet for Dame as well. I don't have it in here, but it is a lean of mine. So those are a couple plays I have. Last one I'll give you as I get into some of the bets you guys have here with the time we have is I saw a Santi Aldama look. I like him as well. I took him for just the points. I don't think you need to add the rebounds in this one, but I can look at that a little bit more closely. The one I wanted to give you too, because I want to see where Chris Paul is at. Chris Paul is now at 9.5 points. I'm not upset by it. I still think 9.5 is playable at like -110, but that's even getting juice now. We got this at 8.5 in the VIP. So one more reminder for those who want to get into the VIP. If you do, the link is in the description of the video. You can get 2 months, 50% off. VIP disc is the promo code if you want it. But yeah, let me get the likes as well. Appreciate you, Street Cred. If you guys are in here, don't just be lurking. You don't have to participate, but like if you get anything out of it, seems worth it to give me a like if you get a bet out of this that you make tonight, right? Maybe the bet loses, and then you can take back your like and cuss me out in the comments. It's all good. We get engagement however we get it. You know what I'm saying? No press is bad press, baby. But yeah, this team Phoenix is fucking terrible against opposing point guards. So I just don't get why this is so low. I mean, on the season he's at 10.5. This is a perfect situation. I love the 8.5. I still think 9.5, right at about -120 ain't bad, man. The minutes are still going to be up for him. He loves playing this team. I mean, this is his former squad. I do believe that Chris Paul is somebody petty enough to give a shit about this, and he had a decent enough time. And he went to the finals with this team, and they kind of just kicked him to the curb and said, "We don't need you anymore. We're going to go get Bradley Beal." So I believe in that sort of revenge. I just want to point out, yesterday a lot of people wanted the DeJounte Murray props just because DeJounte Murray used to be on the Hawks for like a season. There was no love there. It wasn't like he built a relationship with them and then got kicked to the curb. It was just like he didn't want to be there. They didn't want him there, and it wasn't a good fit. They all knew it. What happened? Didn't even come close to over on his PRA. And that's what I was trying to tell people who were like, when people were like, yo, just trust me on DeJounte Murray, I was like, can you please give me more of a reason that he's going to succeed tonight rather than just the fact that he used to be on the Hawks for like a season and a half. And nobody could give me anything except for trust me, bro. So just a little word to the wise. If someone's reasoning behind a bet is trust me, bro, I don't think I need to finish that. All right, so Chris Paul, I love the way that he scored against this team last year in the head-to-head as well. Only game he only got 6 points. He played 17 minutes in that one. Don't quite remember what happened in that game. But if I had to go back and look at it, I don't think he played 17 minutes because the Warriors decided they didn't need him. There might have been a back-to-back situation, whatever. But he only got 6 in this one in 17 minutes. But he played at least 30 in the other two and took 8 shots. Was wicked hot in those games, and I think he's going to keep that up here in this game. So I like him for the points a lot. I didn't even look at the assists because I like the points so much. What are those at? 8.5. Dimed him up last year too, and that was with Steph. So yeah, I ain't mad at the 8.5 either, to be honest with you, for CP3 tonight. I mentioned Santi just because I want to talk about that real quick. Let me see. Santi. Yeah, I don't trust Santi Aldama, and I get that. He's on a lot of people's banned list because he's had some rough games, but this is play a number, see a number, play a number. And that's what I preach to everybody in the VIP Discord as well. See a number, play a number, right? And I'm not worried about, Santi screwed me in the past. Santi was bad this other time that I bet on him. If you are looking at things like that, you're probably wasting value. And I know that I'm a hypocrite because I don't bet on the Miami Heat. And so no one is going to come to me with a value play and say you should bet on the Heat. Like, I'm probably still not going to do it. But this player, to me, is not on that level. So for Santi at 9.5 points, you can see he's gone over this a ton this season. And you might say, well, hold on. What about when Ja plays? What about when all these other dudes who have missed time this season play? Well, let's look at the 3 best players on this team. Jaren Jackson, Ja, and Desmond, right? You put all 3 of them in. Santi's still doing work. 28 minutes, 22, 22, 27, 25. So I put him at 25 minutes tonight. The shot attempts 9, 9, 12, 5, and 12. Right. So in 5 of these games, he's shot at least 9 times in 4 of them. All of those games were the ones he went over. So another thing we can do to help us feel good about this bet for Santi is, well, what happens when he takes 9+ shots? So I'm going to go to advanced filters on Props Madness. I'm going to put up FGA for field goal attempts. And now I can manipulate this bar right here. So I can only show the games where he's shot at least this many shots or more, not as many, whatever. So I want to know if he shoots at least 9 times in a game this season, what are his stats? Pretty good. 15 of 16 that he's gone over this number. He's averaging 15.6 points per game in that time frame. So, but let's dumb it down. What if it's only 9 to 12 shots, which seems to be the most that he's taken when he's playing with Ja and company? If he takes 9 to 12 shots, he's still over in 9 of 10, averaging 14 points. I think this line should be 10 or 11.5 points. That would be where I'd be like, I'm out. But at 9.5, I love this play for Santi Aldama. So I have him in there as well. Let me add some of this stuff to the bottom line, and I'm gonna start getting this up next stuff for you guys. We got Aldama over 9.5 points. We've got CP3. I think I'm gonna put over 9.5, but I wouldn't take that past -120. So over 9.5 points for CP3. But once again, would not take that past -120. That's clearly on the bottom line. And then I already forgot a couple of the others that I went over. What was the first one? Scottie Barnes I have in there. All right, good. So I got Scottie in there. I got Aldama and CP3 in there. Let me keep rolling. I'm going to take a look at what we have for that. Yeah, I'm getting real aggressive today, y'all. I think I have 12 plays on the card, but good to hear, Alan. Would love to have you, bro. Don't have Discord, Twitter, but I'm downloading. All right, reach out, brother. We'll talk. And I offered this to everybody too on Twitter and in the NBA video that I put out last night. If you want to get a free one-on-one betting consultation session, hit me up on Twitter or on Discord. DM me at JLBoogie. All right. If you do, I'm happy to give everybody at least one. Help you get into, trim some bad habits, maybe give you some good habits to replace them with. I do think it's worth your time if you want to at least get some of the basics down. If you find yourself not really, able to hold on to that bankroll and you see yourself just continuing to put more money into the sportsbook account because you keep losing, let's put a hold on that. There's probably some very simple, basic things you can just start with that I'm happy to give you in a free consultation to at least get you in the right spot. All right. And if you are in the VIP and you haven't hit me up for a one-on-one session, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's a part of the price. So you should probably be doing that. But all right. On the up next, let me see what we got from my guy, David. Much appreciated. David as well for helping out. I could not be doing half the stuff that I'm doing now without his help giving me this putting everything in a nice one clean spot since y'all come in with like a gajillion bets every show. It's very, very helpful. All right. Wemby, I love Wemby on if you want the points or the rebounds, I think they're both good. I don't know if I would call this being a wuss, but I just took the threes for Wemby. That's something that I at least thought was a bit more value. Now, 24.5. I mean, the man's been on a tear, and you really have to split this season into like the first 8 games or the first 9 games and the last 8 games. Because the last 8 games for dude have been stupid, right? He's at 31 points a game in the last 8, over the points prop at 6 it's in 6 of 8, averaging 31. Now, granted, 50 points is going to inflate the crap out of that, right? But we can probably guess that this is averaging like a median number here would probably be a lot closer to like 28, 29, although not that much closer. It's still a really high number, but 28 points is still more than 24.5 that you need to get here. The rebounds as well. The reason I would be taking the rebounds is no Nurkic. You're going to have Mason Plumlee draped all over him, though. I will say that. So got to keep that in mind, that Mason Plumlee is going to be at least a decent enough defender out on the out in or down low is what I'm trying to say. Boxing out, Nurk would probably be better. So I think the rebounds are a better play than the points by themselves. If I was just going to play that, I took him for the threes. 4+ threes I got for plus 175. You can see that's dropped, so that's gone. But over 3.5, I'd probably still take for plus 135. This had 2.5 threes, but these are the threes in the last 8, and it's not just the makes, it's the attempts. If you look at that, and I have that number right here for Wemby in the first 9 games of the season, he was averaging 1.6 made threes on like 6.8 or 6.9 nice attempts. And that was from all these misses right here until we get to this game right here against Utah, where he takes 9 threes, then 12, then 16, then 13, then 13. So in the last 8 games, he's made about 5 threes per game. And he is averaging about 12 attempts from 3. If this man takes 10 threes, he's very likely to make 4 of them. If we look at that this season, you can look at 3-pointers made by just going to 3P. Where are you at, 3P? This is probably the beginning. So 3PA for threes attempted. If I put this number up to at least 9, what happens? So if he takes at least 9 threes, he's over an 8 of 10, averaging 4.7 makes. If he takes 10 threes, he's over in every game this season, right? 6 of 6. So if you have propsmadness.com and you really want to get the most out of it, 2 things. 1, if you signed up for Props Madness without a code, hit me up. I'm now a partner of theirs. I can get you a code to retroactively get you some money back or off your next month on Props Madness. That's number 1. Number 2, if you're using this product, make sure you're using advanced filters. And the way that you use these advanced filters is recreate the context that you think you're going to see tonight. Do you think he's going to take 9 to 10 threes tonight? I do. If he does, it's a really good percentage that he hits it with. So if you think he's going to take that many, use the filters so that you can see what happens when he takes that many. It's not the end all be all, but it's a very nice way to find some edges on your bets as well. So I like Wemby on the threes, but if you want to get the points or the rebounds in there, I'm fine with it. I prefer the rebounds by themselves against the Suns, but the points probably likely to come by. I mean, if he hits 4 threes, this is another thing I like to do. Let's say you think he's hitting 4 threes. Well, let's look at the points and then filter this by threes and say, all right, if he makes 4 threes, does he get the points usually at 24.5? And the answer is yes. If he makes 4 threes, he's very likely to get the 25 points. He's hit this in 88% of games. You see what I'm saying? So if you think he's going to get the threes and you just want the points, fine. I prefer the rebounds and the threes. All right, that's that for Wembanyama. Let's see what else I got in the live doc. And David, if you don't mind, can we start throwing some of this stuff up? Let's put that up in the up next banner that we'll put up here for y'all, which is let's look at Booker points because we're getting a bunch of looks at that. And if you could throw up Luka as well. I don't know that I'm going to be feeling too good about Luka coming back from injury, to be honest, but let's take a look at that one. So we got Book points, Luka points. Someone wants me to look at Jamal Murray. I have no beat on that man this year. So I'm going to let's put Jamal in there in case I get feisty, David. If we could put Jamal's PA in there, that would be super helpful. So we got J Murray, PA, Luka points, and Book points is where we're at right now. I'm going to start looking at those. Yeah, I should look at Tyrese Maxey. I was really close to betting him. I still might be. Wheelchair driver has Powell points, Maxey points, Porter points, all right, and rebounds. Yeah, Michael Porter's been going off. I already bet on Christian Brown. I know I feel like I'm like a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot to give the Durant rebounds. My boy went crazy with the Durant rebounds. I did give that in the video last night, so that's just one I haven't gone over yet. But I love Durant in the boards as well in this game. Did it go to 7.5? Yep, there it is. But we do have some 6.5s hanging around. I got this at -130, which is pretty much gone. But I would still take this up to -140 for the 6.5. I think that's a really good look for the rebounds for KD. I forgot to mention that was in the video last night. Hopefully, y'all are seeing that. But all right, let's see. The only other thing I wanted to look at first was Tyrese. I'll go and get into the up next stuff here in a sec. But Tyrese was a look as well. And I'm going to look at that one right now. I believe that was wheelchair driver. Correct. All right. So for Tyrese Maxey, man, like, why not? Like, why wouldn't Tyrese go off tonight? Who's going to stop him? Cody Martin or more likely Josh Green guarding him? Like, what? No. Cody Martin's probably going to be on Paul George. You're going to get Josh Green on Tyrese. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Like, I really just want to take him for 30 again, to be honest. But I mean, 25.5, even 24.5, I would just take. Like, why not? DraftKings is -105. You can see Pinnacle likes him a lot. I got to take it, man. I got to bet Tyrese Maxey tonight. Like, this is a game that he should be scoring a lot against a bad defense. He's going to get into the lane. He's going to score from up top. They are a bit better against the pick and roll ball handler. And they've gotten a little bit better at limiting threes, but like there's nobody down low to stop him when he gets to the rim. So 25.5. I mean, without Embiid last year, what was he? Let's do this. Games without JoJo averaged 26.4. Not much of an edge. And I know he played the other thing, though, is he played this team twice without Joel Embiid. And in both games without Joel, went clean off. And both games with Joel did not hit this number, right? In these first two with Joel. Now, granted, one of these, they won by 53 points, and he still scored 21 in 33 minutes. And then the 42-minute game, he only had 16, 7 for 22, horrible shooting night. And then Joel carried him through it because the Hornets don't have a center, and they still don't. But I don't have a good reason not to bet on Tyrese Maxey other than I don't have anything that's being like, oh, this is a massive edge. It's almost just like, the dude's going to take 22 shots. He's probably going to go over. So I'm really close to it. It's a high number. I mean, Paul George and Kelly Oubre and McCain could all contribute in a way that maybe is not as being overlooked. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's true though. You shoot 40. Wait, when did he shoot 40? Did he shoot 40? You're talking about somebody else. Let's see. Was he taking 22? This is last year, right? Yeah, 2020. Let's see. 24. 25. He's at 24. He's at 34 shots. Jesus Christ. That was without Paul George as well, though. This one had Paul George. He still took 24 against against Detroit. Man, I don't have a good reason not to take him. 26 is a high number, but I'll at least put him on the leans for now for that. But what's good, Julius Jones? Good to see you, bro. No, you're right. Yeah, the volume is crazy, street cred. All right, let me put him up on the up next right quick. I'm going to put Maxey up there because it's just been calling to me. Over 25.5. I mean, he doesn't really have to be that efficient today to get that, right? So I'll put him up on the bottom line there. I'll put KD rebounds just for y'all that didn't watch the video, which is a travesty because I put one out last night that had a number of bangers. I hope you get to that. Yeah, that's a problem. Over 6.5 is still doable. But yeah, obviously that's juiced way down. So it sucks that you kind of missed that number, which is another reason I didn't really feel like going over it too much. But Karl Towns was another one. Let me put that down real quick. And yeah, so I got booked. Yeah, Karl Towns was a bet that I was looking at. And did his rebounds go down? Because those were dropping a bit. Let's see. No, they're still 11.5, back to -105. So some people hit this when it got juiced. I still don't know why you wouldn't bet it. I'm betting it. I'm betting Cat. Like, there's no reason for me to bet Cat, to be honest. This is the number 3 rebounding team in the league in terms of limiting rebounds to its opponents. But for the love of Christ, man, like this man has 24 rebound chances, 18, 16, but still getting 14 on 16 rebound chances. So that's, I guess, why it would scare me. So 16, 23, 25. It's just one game that he had few of them. He's probably not going to have that many rebound chances against the Magic. Let's see how other centers have done against this team in the rebounds. So we just have Chet and Bam. I don't really, I really want to hit Cat on the boards. I really, really do. Even and Pinnacle has this at -120. DraftKings has this at -105. Why I keep bringing that up is Pinnacle is a sharp book. So they are making their own lines and projections, and other books are copying them. So I trust their line more, and I'm getting a better number here on a less trustworthy book. Fuck it, we're playing volume today, y'all. I'm just betting the leans. I'm gonna be honest. All right, I'm putting K Towns in here. Cat over 11.5 rebs. Minus 105 DK. Was the other one that I'm just waffling on when I really want to play it is Maxey. Got that one in there. I like the Brunson assists, believe it or not. This team was so much better at limiting assists last year. I know they're number 2 at limiting assists overall, but this year to point guards, for some reason, this team is not good. Well, I actually kind of know the reason. This year, they're 11th most that they're allowing to the point guard position, whereas last year they was like 3rd best limiting assists to PGs. But it's up in part because Jalen Suggs is just being a menace this year on defense. He's not really letting anybody score. So you really, if you're a point guard, you still kind of have to pass first and not shoot first. So it does make sense. I feel like we're testing the limits here with his assists. Granted, if it wasn't a blowout, he's pretty much getting this. Didn't do it against Charlotte. It's more likely he's going to try to score. Of course, he's going to have Suggs on him. You can tell I'm waffling so much on Jalen that I'm just kind of like, I don't know why I would do this. I got Cat on the boards as a strong lean still. This game starts 7:30 p.m. Eastern, so I still got a little bit of time on it. One more bet that I did make as well, I should give you. I took Walker Kessler on the PR over 17.5 was still around. I just love the way that they've been using him, and I think they're going to continue to have to do that against Isaiah Hartenstein, who's a freaking maniac. In the last 5, 35, 28, 31, 30, and 35. Those are his minutes. So he's at like 31.5 minutes per game in these last 5. You have so many dudes out right now for this team that it makes a ton of sense, right? You're going to have Markkanen in there, but you still have Clarkson out. Who else do we have out for this team? Let me pull it up. We still have, I got the write-ups right here. We still have for this team out Clarkson, Hendricks is out for the year, Filipkowski, and Cody Williams. So all forwards and stuff that basically, yeah, there's no one else. So I'm fine with him on the points and the rebounds. The way that he's at least been getting like 8 to 9 shots up. The Thunder, they're good limiting points to centers, but they're not good at limiting rebounds. They'll be a little bit better now that Hartenstein is in there, but they're still going to be susceptible. And he's pretty blowout proof, right? They don't have another center, so he is going to get a lot of time, even if they do get blown out in this game, which they highly likely will be getting blown out in this one. All right. Let's see. I want to actually put up the ones you guys want to look at. If we could we add a few more, please, David? If we could add Sabonis PRA. I'm probably not going to touch that Cleveland-Washington game, y'all. No, just no. No desire. I have Brook Lopez request for threes and rebounds as a parlay. I think that's good. I like that. I like both looks for him. 2 threes and like 5 boards is a good parlay for whoever brought that up. Appreciate that look. Yeah, if we could add one more, David, too, while you're in there, which is Jaden Ivey on the points. I want to revisit that. It was opened at 15.5. I meant to give it out in the VIP. I really wanted to, and I hesitated, and it went up to 16.5. Then it went up to mother loving 17.5 for Jaden Ivey. So. But I know the request was for Booker. Not gonna lie, that's not a player I bet on, especially when it's just him and KD. I could see them both doing the scoring here for sure. I like KD on the rebounds. They're both going to get minutes. This is the only one that matters, by the way. The only group right now in the NBA Cup that actually needs to worry about their points is the Group C, I believe, in the West. Oh, come on, dog. This is not the NBA Cup standings. Oh, yeah, it is. It's just not doing it by group. So Group C, which has Phoenix and the Spurs and the Thunder. Those are the 3 teams vying for it. So Phoenix is up by +1 differential, but there's also the wild card. So Phoenix really needs to win this game badly, and they could use point differential, but I doubt the Mavs are going to lose by like 20 points tonight to the Grizzlies. So I don't know that they're going to overcome that. They're going to have to beat the Spurs to get in. Is really what it is, so that they win their division or group or whatever we're calling it. So with that in mind, like, 1, I like the over in this game. 2, I can see why you would want to take over for both of these homies right here. So Book on the points, 25.5, doable. I don't love playing these numbers. Like, that's why I'm still kind of hesitant on Tyrese Maxey. It's like, it's right up there. The volume could be there. The shooting, I don't know about. I mean, this is a decent ass defense this year. Where's their D rating? 13th for this team. They are giving up stuff to the pick and roll ball handler, and they are giving up stuff above the break. And that's where you'd want to be for Booker. Maybe the threes are a better look for Book. 2.5. He's taking 8, 9, 7. Yeah. What's their opponent 3-point defense? 12th in the attempts allowed. What about on the makes as a whole? Let's just look at teams' general opponent. So I can see opponent 3-point makes versus the Spurs. 10th best limiting threes overall. So not something I love, but I think the threes might just be a fine play for him as well. If he's going to take 9 of them and he needs to make 3 of them, I like that percentage for Book. That's how we play threes. It's just simple math. Like, how many do you think he's going to take? How many what's the percentage he needs to shoot to make that? I like 3 for 9. I'm fine with 33%. That's a bet that I would take, but I'm going to pass on the points for Book. I don't want to waste everyone's time. I can tell you right now, it's also not a player I feel that comfortable betting on. So, mostly because I just don't feel like I have a beat on him. Luka on the points, I don't love it coming back. I know this is a good defensive team right here for the Grizzlies. They're very good pressuring guards as well. If we pull up Luka, 29.5 points. I mean, he hasn't really been consistent this season. I know he's been out. 29.5 gets you to a place that you feel a little bit more comfortable about with Luka. But I don't know for sure, man. Like, there's not much here to give me to just say, like, yeah, I think Luka's going to go off and take more shots than he does assists. Let's look at Memphis's defense versus PG's. Against the points, Memphis is like 7th, 8th best limiting the points. If we look at the Rebs, Memphis, where you at? Not as good limiting the rebounds. Yeah, they're all the way down here. And then the assist, but that doesn't really matter for him either, to be honest. The assist, yeah, see, they're like top 10 in the points and assists at the way that they limit point guards on the season. I just not much there for me. I don't like betting on Luka and Kyrie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't like it. I don't see an edge. One of them could decide to go off that night. One of them could decide to let the other one go off that night. I don't have the beat on that one. So I'm good on Luka unless I have a stronger reason than just, hey, it's Luka and he's really good and he's back to playing basketball. In fact, he hasn't played. Oh no, he played that one game, right? So he played that one game, came back with 36 against the Blazers. The Blazers are not the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's make that abundantly clear. Let's see. Spilling water everywhere. Santi I took, so I'm good on anything else there. Let's so yeah, we're good on Luka, I think, David. Let me look at Jamal Murray on the PA and then see if there's anything there. I do want to look at this Denver and Warriors game, but I already told everybody here. First of all, also, if you would give that video a like, appreciate it. We got a lot of people jumped in here in the last like 20 minutes or so. So if you are getting anything out of it, give it a like. If not, fuck me. Am I right? The other thing is, if you do want access to anything in the VIP, hit me up. And we've also got the link in the description of the video. There's still a code to be used. It is VIP disc, VIP disc. Is going to be what you want to use to get a code to get yourself 50% off the first 2 months of your subscription if you want it in there. We're still sizzling though, baby. 0-3 last night. I am so far from declaring the Heater dead. 19-4 of the bunch of time there. So, all right, let's see what else. Let me take this down so I can see what David's got for us. Sabonis, PRA, Ivy point. Yeah, let's look at Ivy points real quick. That was one that I was super close to. If you can get 16.5 still, I think it's a good look. I felt like this opened at 15.5 incorrectly because, yeah, it's gone. I'm a fucking idiot. Ah, man, that pisses me off. It opened at 15.5. I love this bet. I don't love it at 17.5. I don't even like it. I think it's just normal. This is a bad team, bad defense in Milwaukee. I'm totally buying that. They're very bad against, ball handlers. They're really actually much better against the spot up this year. They're a little bit better against the spot up this year. Right now, the 17th instead of 20th against the pick and roll ball handler. I just don't have an edge now for Jaden Ivey on the points. And Cade is another guy like, yeah, this could be his game. I know he went off. He shot 34 shots. He shot 38% from the field. Not very good against his team last game. Granted, he had to do everything himself, but 23.5, you kind of lose me. I mean, that's exactly what he's got on the season. I know this is a good matchup, but it's not enough to push me over the edge to take Cade. So I'm good on Cade. I'm good on Ivy, unfortunately. So we could probably remove them. Let me pull up, though. I'll go back to this this Denver Golden State game. Let me look at, started off with Jamal Murray. We can also look at MPJ and his PR. I know he's been going off, but Aaron Gordon's back. So should always keep that in mind. Aaron Gordon back does mean that like these props are going to be different, although his stuff seems to have been taken down. Did something change with his status when just a minute ago he was playing? Well, let me see. Oh no, our boy Ty Jerome is out. No. I have no news. No new news. No new news. So yeah. So I think Aaron Gordon's still playing as far as I know. Checking the comments. Oh, what's up, Yoshua? Good to see you, brother. Look at that. We got Waffles in here too. Everybody in here. Yeah, nothing, man. Still nothing on that. So I don't know what the deal is with why we would not have those Aaron Gordon props right now. They were up earlier. Maybe when he officially got ruled in, they were like, we got to refigure this stuff, but it doesn't make sense to me. Is this going to go down now? No, this is still the same. All right. I don't know what that's about, but Michael Porter Jr., I know he's been balling. I get that. His stuff's gone up. It got way far down. Now he's back up to 18.6 per game. Obviously had a terrible first 4 games of the season. So if we just kind of eliminate those for a minute and see when he started to pick things up at about 20 points per game. The rebounds are what I'd be a little bit weary of if Ego is back, right? Let's do it this way. Let me just see what this has been like. No, not StreamYard. StatMuse. Michael Porter Jr. with and without Aaron Gordon. Aaron. This is his whole career. So we're just looking at it forever right now, how he's done. So without him, 4 more points per game. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a lie. With Aaron Gordon, 4 more points per game. Let's do this in the last 2 seasons. What? He's way better with Aaron Gordon? What? No, that was just from the beginning of his career where it was just weird. So he's only a point better. His rebounds go down 0.2. It doesn't seem to impact him that much, to be honest. I mean, 20 games, basically the same exact numbers as the 80 games that he played with Ego. So I don't really see any reason to shy away too much just because Aaron Gordon's playing. The rebounds, though, 6.5, 7.1 on the season, minus 120 for him to get the 7. The Dubs are a bad rebounding team. I will say that. But the question is Jokic going to do what he always does to this team, which is own it? If we look at last season head-to-head, he averaged 31.8 points per game, and he averaged 13 boards per game against this team. So I don't know why he wouldn't keep that up. By the way, Draymond Green not playing. So Draymond Green being out means you're talking about what? TJD and maybe some Kevon Looney. And we're not going to get Kevon Looney props, but I'll tell you right now, if we got him, I would hit him because I think he's going to play tonight. When you play a guy like Jokic, it's all hands on deck. If we got like Kyle Anderson props, we're not going to get them. They don't know. The fucking books don't know what they're doing. We're not going to get Kyle Anderson props. They don't have the balls because they don't know what they're doing. But the stuff for those two guys would be awesome. Kyle Anderson and Kevon Looney, if you could get it. I'm not touching Jamal Murray stuff. I don't respect his game. Is he better than me at basketball? Probably. I don't know. That's pretty good, but probably. But I don't give a shit. Like I'm over Jamal Murray. He's not a guard I want to bet on this year. I was talking about that from the beginning of the season. He's too soft. They are not calling the fouls that he always needed. He is an underrated crybaby, to be honest. The assists have been nice for him. I know Ego out probably impacts. Let's see if he has anything to do with Aaron Gordon. I'm going to put in Jamal Murray with and without Aaron Gordon the last 2 seasons. He scores 3. Yeah, this is so weird. Scores 2 more points with him. Actually has more assists without him, which makes sense. So yeah, I mean, without him, he goes up in assists, down in scoring a bit, but that's not the end all be all. It's just a little bit helpful. This season with Ego, he was also playing like crap at the beginning of the year. So yeah, I mean, he's under in 2 of 6, but all his good games have come recently. I don't know if we want to say it's because the assists seem a lot better. 5.5 minus 142. I just don't want to go for the points. This is a really good defense, by the way, especially on the perimeter. 5th in defensive rating. He takes 36% of his shots from up here, and you can see how good they are versus the pick and roll ball handler. They get back on defense. Really, they foul, and they're terrible guarding big men. And then the spot up as well, which is not something that he's doing. So spot up shooters might like a little bit more. And this is another reason why I like Christian Brown. He does take corner threes, especially when Aaron Gordon is out there and he's out there with the starting lineup. A lot of corner threes. This team is way better at ball pressure up top, which forces them to get rid of it, which is now making me start to like the Jamal Murray assists a lot more. Because Jamal Murray, if he is at the top of the key with the ball in his hands, he's going to be a dude. Damn, now I do kind of like it. What are they doing with the dimes here? Let me pull up Fandoozy. We'll call him a point guard for now. How is this team limiting assists? Not as good, right? Because they do so much ball pressure. They be doing ball pressure. They're middle of the pack giving up assists to point guards. What about on the season as a whole? Assists. You can also just look at it right there, but I have this up. Assists. Yeah, Golden State. I mean, 12th limiting assists, but they're not that good limiting point guards. And like I said, that ball pressure is a big reason why they give up those assists into the corners, especially, and not the points to the pick and roll ball handler, but the assists to the pick and roll ball handler. Man, 5.5. Okay, I think we should probably put a parlay together, something to that effect, because I like 5 dimes for this man a lot. I mean, I like 6, to be honest with you. It scares me with Joker also potentially. Has his assist been suffering? I wouldn't call them suffering, but this isn't like the same. This man's going to lead the league in points, rebounds, and assists in every category. There's no way that's been done before. The only person who would have ever done it is Wilt Chamberlain, maybe Oscar Robertson. But that's it, right? So, like, fucking this dude's a psychopath. Rebounds, still 12.5. Yeah, this is the thing that scares me, is the Jamal Murray assists get eaten up by Jokic. So I'm putting it as a lean for now. Thank you for this, David. Andrew Nemby is available to play. I know we were talking a little bit about Benny Matz in the Benedict Matherin in the VIP Discord. Not sure I'd be feeling that quite as much with him in there. Yo, Alan, don't you put that evil on me, Alan. That is not my boy. Oh, Toby fucking did us dirty the other day too, didn't he? He was like, we need you to get 6 rebounds. You're the starting power forward, you bum. Anna, this is good info, because the books are giving us cat rebounds as the taco on PP, right? That's a Prize Picks taco today. That is a fishy taco, and I love fish tacos, but I don't know about all that, man. That's crazy. That is a good to be called out as fishy, Anna. Like, oh man, I still have it on the leans. I haven't put it in yet, but all right. Let's see. Keep it going. Barnes rebounds 7.5 now. Missed that plus money. Did it go down? Sick. Whatever. Whoever's betting under on Scottie Barnes rebounds, thank you for moving the market, I guess. Man, I already have one play in this game. Do we like Steph to go off in this one? Let me see about some other looks very quick. We can take down Ivy, I think. We can take down Porter Jr. for right now. Nothing's really calling to me with those. Appreciate it, David. I'm going to look at a couple more of the ones that David brought. Big shout out to David again. Much appreciated, my man. Let me look. He's got some stuff here that I can bring up. Is DeAndre Ayton for 14.5 points? No way I'm betting on. Are the Blazers even playing tonight? I didn't think the Blazers were playing tonight. So I haven't gone down to the Clippers game at all. That's really what it is. We should be looking through the Clippers game. Norman Powell was a look. I don't want to bet Clippers or Blazers games, though. I just don't want to bet games that I don't think are going to be close at all at any point. And I have less respect for this team than most. And I certainly don't respect. Yeah, it's just I hate playing these things that feel like blowouts, to be honest. And my brain is starting to feel like mush a little bit. So let me take a quick step back and see if there's anything else that I want to make sure I go through so I don't miss all this stuff with y'all. Definitely want to give that video a like. Would be much appreciated if you guys are getting anything out of the streams. I know a lot of us hit yesterday. We've been sizzling, bro, too, for sure. 0-3 last night for me in the VIP. That's on me, but we had plenty of winners in the live stream. And over the course of the last 5 days, we're still 19-7, up 12 units. Like we hot. So when you're hot, you got to get the shots up. Otherwise they can't fall. You know what I mean? Boss Daddy wants a parlay, please. All right. Let me tell you what I would be doing with that, and we'll see what this turns into, and we'll go from there. Yeah, let's surf it up. Let's surf. So where was I going to start with another one I didn't give you guys yet, but I put out in the VIP. I'll just drop it y'all's way as well. Rebounds and assists for PG. I kind of got led here by wanting to fade Jared McCain rebounds and assists, which I know is a very popular pick, which is something I talked about on my show like a week ago, was under 7.5 rebounds and assists for Jared McCain. That's hit a bajillion times, but once you get to 6.5, it's a little bit less of a smack. That also just led me to go, well, what about an over for Paul George's rebounds and assists? And Bob's your uncle. We're playing Paul George. And the reason is, love this number at 9.5 for him. There's no way we're going to see this after he gets another 13 of these. His 26 minutes in the last game when they won by 15, fine. He did play 30 minutes once since coming back, or twice since coming back, I believe. And then he was back out for another like 10 days right here, right? Came back, played 26 minutes, had 13 RA, now plays the Charlotte Hornets, is going to be playing. I mean, he's played one game of basketball in 2 weeks now. So like he's plenty fine. Like he's going to get out there. So I like PG on the RA as well. If you want to add that bet to your stuff there, I think that number, I got it at -120, still playable to like -130 for sure. So if you have any of the books that still get you that to -130, I think the rebounds and assist combo for PG is a good look. If I was going to put my favorite bets together for this card and tell y'all what we like, let me just look at that real quick. Favorite bets on the night to add to a parlay. Definitely give me the 5 boards for Brolo. David, would you mind doing me a solid and just putting this up in like a new banner so we can just put it up real quick and just kind of do like a slash kind of deal, you know what I'm saying? So we can just kind of get it going. But of course, bro, I appreciate you too, man. I mean, I'm only in here because you guys are in here. Like if y'all weren't here, I would just be doing this by myself, probably talking to myself like a psychopath. But we're building a pretty good community here, bro. And I appreciate all you guys being in here for sure. So appreciate you back. But David, if we could, what I'd love to do is just get a banner going and go from there. So what I'd love to start it with is Brolo on the 5 rebounds. That would be leg number 1. And I'll look at a book at this, but we'll keep it going. So Brolo on the boards, love that. And Laz, I'm gonna lose your direct message that you sent me. Actually, no, I can hit mark as read. Never mind. Nobody cares about this. Why am I saying that? Other one that I love. Oh yeah, Chris Paul. If you get him 8+ points, if you want to dumb it down, if you can only get it at 10, fine. Love that look. God, I love the Brolo stuff. The Scottie Barnes 8+ boards. So here's what I'm looking for if we can do. It's Scottie Barnes on 8+ rebounds. The Brolo 5 rebounds. So Scottie Barnes 8, Brook Lopez 5 on the boards for both those guys. Love the Chris Paul points. So over points for Chris Paul, if you can get that in. Let's see. Just trying to put this little parlay together at the end here. I'm just trying to make sure the other bet. I really love Santi Aldama. Feels like Santi Aldama is a parlay crusher, doesn't it? It just seems like the guy that would be the one to do us wrong. Honestly, those that I put in right there, I love. I'll be honest with you. Let me make sure. All right, cool. Hang on. Bear with me one sec. Let me see real quick. I can't unmute you. David, if you could just give me the thumbs up that you've got this. Otherwise, I'm happy to jump in and just make sure we get it did. But I just want to get that parlay. But oh, thanks, brother. Cool. Also, can y'all hear David? Will you say one more thing, David? I just want to see if everybody can hear you. Will you just say hello to everybody real quick?
Hello.
Let me know if y'all can hear David saying hello, because I'm actually confused as to whether or not StreamYard is bringing him on stage or not. Hell yeah. I like that you guys can hear a faceless voice. This is some real producer shit. You're the man, David. You can always jump in and say whatever you want. You have you have the mic for my friend for sure, because you're doing the Lord's work right now. All right, cool. So for that banner, can you put up what I put up what I spoke about already real quick? If we've got that banner ready, I just want to see what that looks like and then see what that might garner us here. All right, so we got Brolo 5 boards, CP3 8+ points, Scottie B 8+ boards. That is a nice 3 legs right there. I I don't have any negative correlation today, man. It's annoying. Yeah, and then CP3 as well, Alpha Tips. I'm not sure if you were the one asking me for the parlay or not, but let's see. Ooh, Sandra took. I like Malcolm Brogdon under 5.5 assists. Hate the unders, but under looks like a lock. I could see it. Bro, the thing that scares me about this is Andrew Nembhard's back in there. So guys are starting to trickle back in. I think it is going to be a fast-paced game, so I get that, but it does scare me a little bit. Let me see what this three-legger looks like real quick, and I'm probably going to sign off so I can get a few more looks in the VIP. A couple more reminders before I get this up that I just want to let y'all know about. Give the video a like, please. Goes a long way. Don't just lurk and like. You know what I'm saying? Then lurk, like, and leave at that point. Whatever you want to do. Don't leave. All right. So that's one. The other one is if you do want to get into the Discord, we're sizzling right now. Like, don't come in at the tail end and then get mad at me when we go cold for like 2 days before we build the streak back up. But if you want to get in for 50% off for your first 2 months in the VIP, like I said, we were on the 19-4 streak. Hit a little glitch yesterday, but still had 1.5 units in the NFL. So feeling good between the NBA and NFL. VIP disc, VIP disc is the code if you want to jump in there. Everything you need is in the description of the video. Got all of the links to everything that you might like. All right. No, well, he played the other day, bro. Like Nembhard played and then was out for a game, but he came back for like a game. Then he was out for a game. Now he's back. So, I mean, yeah, he probably won't play too many minutes, but it is some shots that get taken from Benny Matz. That team has just been so even across the board with everybody playing the same amount of minutes, everybody playing taking the same amount of shots. I just don't feel the edge for any of those dudes. But Benny Matz is the type of dude to score against the Raptors. I totally believe in that. It's just not what I'm looking at. So, all right, let's see what that looks like. Did anybody put that together yet, by the way, to see what the three of those look like? Because I would love to know, but I can also just do it so we can all see right now. Come on, dog. Just go down. Let's see. So we've got the Brolo boards. My take on Memphis Dallas is I don't know what to do with Dallas right now. They're playing so poorly. Memphis is playing really, really well. And if Memphis keeps this thing sped up, then they win. If Dallas can keep this thing in the half court, they'll have a lot better chance. But I prefer Memphis right now. I just think that team's clicking on a lot better cylinders than is the Dallas Mavericks that are in trouble. And now talking about getting Jimmy Butler on that team, I don't know. I don't know if I want that smoke. But y'all need shooters, and you're getting Jimmy Butler. Maybe just play Jaden Hardy or some shit. Where are the motherfucking rebounds for this guy? Should we not be doing this on this platform, perhaps? Minus 162 at this point? Come on. We should be doing this on DraftKings, probably. Let's get this up. That's what she said. Where you at, Brooke? 4.5 rebs. Yeah, it really did get juiced. Damn. Oh, man, I really hope I'm not starting to move lines. I think I'm starting to move lines, bro. That's not great. I don't want to move lines. I just want to remain under the cover of darkness, he said while he streams to 500 people on a live stream. What a fucking idiot. All right. 4.5 boards. Let's do this on DK. I want to keep a low profile as I live show to 500 people at once. What a dumbass. A lot of the pro sports bettors I know have told me I'm a dumbass. And they say, whatever you do, man, number one, first and foremost, get your bets in before you give bets out to people because you're just going to fuck yourself. It's like, you're not wrong. But we do it for the people. Player rebounds for our boy. Man. 5+ is now minus 150. Eat a dick. All right, well, whatever. Let's get to the boards for Scottie and get out. Get out. Yeah, 8+ is minus 140. Still fine with that. Plus, I'd be fine with that right there for real. What if we throw the Cat 10 rebounds in instead? I still want to bet on Cat. Anna called out that was a little sketch, though, and I don't disagree at all. So instead, we'll throw Chris Paul. Can we? Let's see, player points for CP. Yo, I like this functionality, but I don't like that if I move my mouse, it just flips out on me. Could we fix that, DraftKings? Because I know one of y'all is in here checking out the stream. I appreciate it. 8+ is only minus 235. So there's other one. This is one more thing I can show you. This is, I believe it's linked in there. I'm not positive. I'll make sure it is. Where's my NFL tab? My whole NFL tab is gone. Why is my whole NFL tab gone? stand by. I want to show you guys the parlay calculator. You should be using this when you're making your parlays pretty often. I know this is going to fall on deaf ears and nobody wants to do that, but you should be. This is dumb. All right, I'll just do this. Parlay calculator. You can literally just type in parlay calculator. You'll find what you need. This isn't. Oh yeah. So this is where you're going to make sure you're not getting completely screwed on the odds, because this is just churning out a number at plus 307 with these three numbers into it. And we can make sure that we're not getting gypped on the juice that we get back here. So minus 150, let's say we put $100 on this. Minus 150 is the first bet, minus 235 and minus 140. Minus 235, minus 140. Oh, wow. All right. So we're not getting screwed. Plus 307, plus 307. Not the sexiest in the world. It's just three of them. If you wanted to make this sexier, you could, but I still feel really safe about this. I'll take a really safe 3-1 for sure. For sure. Yeah, that's true. Good. As long as I'm not moving stiff, it's just casuals getting off work and then everybody getting to their phone an hour before the game. That's a really good point. If you to the over rather than the plus money on the boards, a slightly better line on DK. You're saying like if I take a slightly different line for Scottie, let me know what you're saying there, Tim, because I'm happy to take a look at what you said. But all right, I got to roll at this point, man. Yeah, for sure. Great question from David as well. Okay, you get plus me if you do the overs rather than the plus rebounds. Got you. Oh, okay, you like take the actual core lines. This is really good information. I appreciate you bringing this up, Tim. Did I close out my FanDuel thing already? Or am I just blind? Oh, no, I was on DraftKings. I'm just stupid. Okay, so see how I took 8+ instead of taking over on the actual core number? That is going to sometimes make a difference, which is ridiculous, but it's how it goes. So if I just go to rebounds over under instead of just this alt, this is basically like an alt table, right? But if I go down and say for Chris Paul, for instance, if I took over on the points, and that's where I should be right here, instead of taking this like 8+ or whatever, and just take the 9.5, right? That's probably better. And instead of saying 10+, go over 9.5. I think it's actually discrepancy right here already, isn't there? So look at this. Chris Paul, 10+ points. If you choose it right here, you get minus 125. If you choose it down here where it's points over under and you take over 9.5, it's minus 120. That 5 cents is a big deal. And I don't understand why DraftKings keeps doing this. So keep that in mind. But really good shout out, Tim. I appreciate that. So if you do it a different way, you get a little bit more juice for the exact same bet. It makes no goddamn sense, but that's the way it is. So, and then the last thing here is if you're not familiar with round robins, hit me up. These a little bit more time to explain. But in short, if you play a round robin, it's basically like a flex play on Prize Picks. You can get money back if you don't hit all of them. You have like 3 bets. You have combinations of bets at that point, but we can talk about it more next show. I'm going to roll so I can make sure I get these bets to the live show. Like I said, links to everything you need is in there. 50% off. Still have a few. I think we have 7 codes left for VIP disc. If you want to get 50% off your first 2 months, two months in the VIP Discord, where we are still sizzling hot. And the last thing I'll say is in the Discord, when you get in the VIP section, if you do want to get in there with the paid packages, it's more than just the bets that I'm giving you. Obviously, I'm giving you the write-ups, but I'm giving everybody in there access to one-on-one consultations. If you are someone who is struggling with sports betting, I don't mean an addiction. If you are, don't come to me. Definitely get some actual help. But if you want help getting better at sports betting, not stopping sports betting, then go ahead and hit me up. I'll give a one-on-one session to like at least one to somebody, to people who reach out to me and say, you're struggling with some sports betting stuff. You want to get some tips and just trim some bad habits, then let me know. And we will, I'll be able to meet with you and get some help your way. So appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. No, I won't. Motherfucker. I won't be back tomorrow. I have an appointment at 3 p.m. I'll see what I can do, but I'll be getting a video out tonight. So hope to see y'all soon. Until I do, happy betting.